What's going on, family? And welcome back to Unnecessary Roughness Sport Talk with Abru and King David, man. We got a great one tonight. We're going to be talking about a few of the first round, CSP first round predictions, who we think going to win, why they're going to win, and who ain't going to win. You know what I mean? Especially the group of five. Group of five, and we're going to talk about do the group of five deserve to be there or not. I understand how the CLP is designed and set up, but sometimes, man, teams just gonna go in there and get slaughtered, man. And we're gonna start off with not Auburn, but we're gonna start off with Oregon and James Madison, man, which is Oregon is ranked like fifth, and James Madison was one of the group of five teams, man. And King David, from that look, you know what I mean? I'm glad these smaller teams getting some exposure. It's gonna help their recruiting numbers. But when it comes to that game, I don't think James Madison stand a snowball chance.
Yeah, this is pretty much an extended bye week for Oregon. They're gonna go in there and probably whoop up on them. What they 3 tutty favorites? I
Yeah,
believe
let's go
against
to
them
the
guys.
FanDuel. I think the FanDuel got
So,
those guys. Yeah, 20,
yeah.
20 and a half points. They say 21
So,
points or three
so
three
three
tutties.
tutties. Yeah. So it's pretty much gonna be a bye week. Like I said, I'm glad for JMU,
Mm.
but yeah, this the big stage, man. They probably need to have a different type playoff for those guys where they can play each other. Cause this the big league. So every now and then it will be a Cinderella. I get
Mhm.
that, but very unlikely that James Madison gonna go in there and beat Oregon in
And
Eugene.
yeah, in Eugene, that's what I was saying too. With all the for one, with all the resources Oregon got, and they got to travel to Eugene, it's gonna be one of those type.
Yeah,
It might even get worse than 21 points, bro. I think Dan Lanning gonna go in there and pull his starters probably by halftime or at least early third quarter. And I'm not trying to disrespect any of the football players or the coaching staffs from James Madison, bro, but it's like a different athlete. Like when Oregon came, when Dan Lanning first took over Oregon, and they came back to UGA, his very first game, and Kirby beat breaks off them 49-3. And Kirby's like, we expect to beat them because we got different athletes. You know what I mean? And so, I think it's just gonna be a slaughter, man. Be honest with you.
yeah. Like I said, just a bye week for Oregon. It should be a pretty easy win for them if they come in and play ball. Should be pretty easy win. Try to stay healthy, move on to the next round.
Exactly. Now that's gonna be the key because the guys gonna be trying to put up numbers, and they are gonna be trying to. You want these guys to stay healthy because this should be an easy round for them, but then the next round is Texas Tech. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be a little bit more physical for Oregon. So you don't want to get too beat up in this James Madison game, and then you got to go face Texas Tech. And like I said, I'm not trying to just say, hey, James Madison is not worth even playing. That's not what I'm saying because those guys earned it. How the college playoff is set up, they earned it. They
Right.
earned the right to be there. But at the same time, man, this ain't gonna be a contest. You know what I mean? And so and then when you look at these slots here. And I know I got some James Madison. We got people from James Madison Watch Out show. But when you look at this slot here, and I'm not trying to say a team, it got to be a different way, bro. It
Hey,
just got to be a different way. You know
hey,
what I mean?
bro.
Huh?
Even the James Madison fans know they probably gonna get an L, bro. We gotta be serious.
They gonna get there, bro.
Even they know this probably gonna be an early exit for them.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's good. It's a good recruiting tactic. We've made the CLP, but it's gonna be, you know what I mean. It's finna be one of them belt to ass, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you, King David, on this one right here. So we ain't even gonna hold. We ain't gonna hold too much on it. You can go to FanDuel right now. You can see they got Oregon 20 and a half points, so 3 touchdowns. I think they're gonna cover that easily. I think they got the over and under at 47 and a half. I don't think I don't know if they're gonna score 47. I don't think they're gonna score 47 because I don't think James Madison gonna put up maybe 14 points. I think Oregon probably gonna be ready to take their foot off the gas about 28 points or something like that. I don't even see James Madison scoring 14 in this
I,
matchup.
yeah, possibly. Like I said, I haven't watched much of them play, but yeah, different athlete. So yeah, it's probably I can see about 14 or less. So I definitely can see that, bro. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Exactly. So let's move down the bracket, man. We're gonna move down the bracket on this one. This next one here is Alabama and Oklahoma, man. We talked about that last week, but we're gonna talk about it again. And this Alabama Oklahoma game is a rematch from earlier in this season. As we know, it's hard to beat the team twice. It's very hard to beat the team twice. And so, where are you standing on this particular game? Even though Oklahoma got great defense, but where are you going to truly stand on this game here?
I'm gonna still stand on what I said earlier. I think Oklahoma will get them. Because it is in Norman, I believe this one. So I believe Oklahoma get them. And the old adage, defense win championship. So I think the defense going to prevail over Alabama this particular game. But I hear a lot of people say Alabama won't play as bad as they did the first game. I think they had multiple interceptions, and Oklahoma scored about 10 points off turnovers, and Alabama only still lost with a small margin. So I get both arguments there.
Mm-hmm.
But I still lean towards Oklahoma because of that defense, and if you can get just a little bit of offense from Oklahoma offense from Mateer, you should be okay in this game with the defense playing the way they have been playing. And I think you're getting a body back that you didn't have in the first matchup for Oklahoma.
You are, but that scared me because ever since John Mateer went out with an injury early in the season, I think he broke his thumb or something happened to his hand. He hadn't been their same productive quarterback. He'd been running a lot more, like he did. He had a great run against Alabama in that particular game where he scored and they pretty much sealed it. Um, but he, I, I'm a little leery. I'm a little leery if they go if he gonna have to if they go if the defense can't stop Alabama. I'm a little leery that Mateer can put the team on his back and win the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. If the defense can't stop them, it's a done deal because that's their strength. That's Oklahoma's strength. So if the
Mhm.
defense is failing, yeah, it's a wrap. Because I don't believe Oklahoma, I'm with you, don't have enough offense to generate a win. But I think Oklahoma going to probably look at that Georgia film when we played Alabama, and I think they're going to try to do that to Ty Simpson, get at him, confuse him, which they did in the first game. So I
They
think they're going to
did.
use that same strategy, of just trying to get at him and force him to make some turnovers like he did the first game, and hopefully they can get some easy points.
And we know Ty. If you truly get that Ty Simpson, I know everybody was saying, "Well, man, Tyson, man, he's the Heisman," especially after he beat us, and he was 13 for 19 on third downs, and everybody was like, "Oh, Ty Simpson, man, he should be in the Heisman." But we seen the last 6 games after that Georgia
Mhm.
game, and we shut him down in the second quarter. All other teams are starting to attack him the same way. He called it copycat defenses, but I think people copycat off the Georgia, what the Georgia did in that second half against Ty Simpson, and slowed him down. And you've seen it truly was affecting him. The offensive line has been as strong. The running game, they hadn't ran the ball. They hadn't ran the ball successful, truly pounding ground game all season long. So I think if Venables come with the same intensity defense, which I think they can because they got a lot of seniors on there, and if Mateer don't turn that ball over, and they can at least get the same amount of points, 'cause I think it was let's see, Oklahoma won 23-21. So it's a 2-point game. If they can at least put 3 tutties on them, 21 points, I think they can come out and win. If they ain't scoring 2 tutties, I mean 3 tutties on Alabama, it might be a long day for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I got you. And I have to look too. Is Alabama getting some of their running backs back for this game? I'm not sure. I have to look at the injury reports and everything to see if some of the guys coming back in their running game as well.
Jam Miller is coming back. They,
Okay.
he's not even on the injury reserve list. I mean, not
Okay.
injury. He's not even on the injured
Injury report.
list. So he injury report. So he's coming back. He should be strong. And they got like another. No, the big guy, the defensive guy. Is it
Okay.
defensive guy, offensive? It was one of them. He's out. He's a wash. So I think Alabama do got some offensive line issues. I think you can get through that offensive line. I think that if that pressure coming and and it's in Ty Simpson's face immediately, it could be a long day for Ty Simpson in the Alabama Crimson Tide. You know what I mean? And I understand Alabama fans, man. They think Alabama, being an Alabama fan is a national birthright, bro. It's like a birthright. They just been winning natties. They got 18 of them, so I understand. But at the same time, it is the new day, new time, and I think right now, man, they're in. It ain't Nick Saban's Alabama Roll Tide, Christmas Tide, even though he got an office still in the building.
That's true. And I guess we got to look at a little history, too, because Venables known for beating Bama when he was in Clemson and of course, in Oklahoma. So he got a history of beating Bama, no matter who the coach has been. So.
Mm-hmm. So with that game, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pulling for Oklahoma in that particular game. And yes, it is hard to beat a team twice in the season. But at the same time, I think Alabama's a little bit, and I'm not going to say they banged up because everybody hurt this time of season. We got a lot of fans, a lot of Alabama fans, especially on our TikTok and our YouTube page, put in there, oh, Georgia beat up Bama team. Everybody's beat up this time of year, especially in the SEC, because there was the cats are pounding each other week in and week out. Now, if you're in the Big Ten, sorry, Big Ten, you might be healthy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's why they went out of the bowl. That's why they went out of the bowl game, because they don't play nobody. They play glorified high school teams in the middle of the year. Then they walk in the bowl games and play off and be healthy. Then they, oh yeah, Big Ten better because we win it. You ain't play nobody. You playing high school teams. Watch, I'm gonna have all kind of comments. You know what I mean?
You gonna be hated by everybody, bro. Big Ten.
Big Ten. I could care less about the cat. I'm speaking truth, bro. You know what I mean? They know I'm speaking truth, man. Made my chain slide. I like my G to show. I like for the big G to show and the little G. Look, man. You know what I mean? Let my damn chain to slid down, bro. Now I'm just playing, but yeah, man, that's how I feel. But going back to it, I don't think Alabama will play as bad. I don't think that they'll play as bad. And Kelly Boyd need to win this game. He need to win. He don't need. I hope he have a first round exit. I do, because I'm a Georgia fan. But for his coaching legacy in Alabama, I don't think a first round exit would be good for him and his staff. Those people would be those top fans would be ready to call for his head, or somebody got to move on.
Yeah, I can see that. He might be ready to move on anyway. He's been linked to other positions, so it might be time for him to move on anyway. But yeah, he didn't make the playoff last year. He made the playoff this year. So yeah, first round exit. Yeah, in Alabama and those programs like that, just not good enough. So yeah, I can see that if he lose this one, they would be ready to move on. I could definitely see that.
And early in the later, a few weeks ago, about a month ago, he was linked to the Penn State job. A lot of people was rumored that Penn State, Caleb Boyd, and the Penn State job, and then they went off and hired another guy. Now they're saying Michigan is after him, and Michigan is opening up the checkbook for Caleb DeBoer. And where there's rumor there's fire. You know what I mean? I believe it's something to that. I believe he has been contacted. Not him necessarily, but his representative might have been contacted. And they would like that guy. And, he started his coaching career not far from Ann Arbor. You know what I mean? So he's familiar with the area up there. So I think with Caleb DeBoer, I think he would want to go back to Michigan, but he already got one of the premier jobs in the college ranking, which is at Alabama. But yeah, if he don't win this game here, it's gonna be smoking the city in Tuscaloosa, bro. I truly believe that, man. They're used to winning, and they already lost to Georgia, and we up here talking cash mess to them. We talking about belt to butt, and they, the fans already want to fight, bro. They talk about moving their trailers to Georgia and shit. Let me stop, man. Alabama. I'm gonna talk my ish. That's what I do. That's what we're gonna do at all time. I'm gonna talk it over here, and because we dogs. But yes, he has to win this game. First round exit would be bad for Caleb DeBoer, Ryan Grubbs, and his other guy.
Yeah, like I said, I can see that. I definitely can see that. And like I said, you might want Bama anyway, man. And like Caleb Down say in the SEC, you got to prepare every week. Big Ten, he said you prepare maybe about 3 games.
Hmm.
So the boy might want to get out of this war zone and go back to up north. So I
Yeah,
get it. I get
yeah,
it.
I get that too, man. So, but and like we going back, we'll close this segment out in 1 second. But Brent Venables has been known to beat Alabama. He won two national championships with Clemson against Alabama. So his defense always been proven against those big guys. Alabama do get the 5 stars and they get the strong guys and they usually have a solid defense. And I think the defense is still pretty solid, you know what I mean, right now. Um, but yeah, if I had to line their defense up against the Oklahoma defense, I know some people gonna come with the stats, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but I do think that Oklahoma defense, from the eye test, look a little bit better than Alabama's.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have the stats, but yeah, it just seems to um, be that Oklahoma might have a better defense than
But that
Alabama. So
offense,
I can agree.
but
Yeah,
that
but the
damn
offense, yeah.
that Oklahoma offense, bro, is pitiful, bro. It's pitiful, and they start out season hot, but it is pitiful. So, with that, we know Oregon gonna beat the brakes off James Madison. Right here, I'm pulling for Oklahoma in this particular game just because I'm just tired of the Roll Tide fans. You
But
know
who
what I
gonna
mean?
win it, bro? You say you pulling for them. Who gonna win it?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, bro. I don't think Alabama will play as bad as they did in the SEC championship. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Alabama gonna win that game, man.
I got
I think Alabama. As much as it pains me to say that, man, I want Oklahoma to win it because I'm tired of Bama and their fans. But at the same time, I think Bama gonna win that game. It's
you.
hard
Okay.
to beat the team twice, and Bama know they got a lot at stake. Now after that, I don't. I think that's where the buck stops with Bama because I don't think they could beat Indiana.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think Bama could beat Indiana. I don't think that. I think Alabama, Indiana defense will be just as physical as Bama. At least from what I saw in the Ohio State game, Indiana was defense was physical. They could match up with Bama, but the offense was a little more explosive. So I believe in that. I believe Mendoza will
Okay.
be better than Ty Simpson if they just so happen to get past Oklahoma. What you think?
I got Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma in this one. Like I said, I think defense win championships. I think the defense gonna step up, and I would probably say it'll be close game, something like 20-17, like before. So I think it'll be a close game. Oklahoma 20, Bama 17, but I got Oklahoma edging them out.
I hope so. I'm pulling Oklahoma's way up where I'm leaning to, but I just think they put Bama in there for a reason. But we gonna see. We definitely gonna see, man. But now let's move on down here to this Tulane Ole Miss game. This right here, even though Ole Miss beat the brakes off them early in the season, they beat Tulane pretty bad early in the season. But now Ole Miss don't have Lane Kiffin. Tulane is also losing their coach. So what is this? The battle of the coach losing bowl? I mean, because gone
The
because I'm like
coachless.
coachless bowl, head coachless
Yeah.
bowl, because no matter what, their coach is leaving. Tulane coach and Lane already gone. Even though the offensive coordinator came back and some of the staff came back for the playoff, like Charlie Weiss and a couple more people. But now Trinidad Cham just came out and said he got to do what's best. And Mr. Agent came out and said he got to do what's best for him. So is his heart truly going to be in this game also?
Very good question. Very good question. I still pick Ole Miss to win. I think they just have a better athlete than Tulane. And that'll look really bad if Tulane, even though, like I said, Tulane seemed to be a solid team. They got a solid coach. that knew what he's doing, who's I believe leaving to go to Florida. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that'd be a bad look for Ole Miss, man. And they new coach that's coming that's gonna come in with Pete Golden, I think.
Darren Howdy. Darren Howdy.
Right. So that'll be kind of a bad. Yeah, he's the DC and he just becoming the head coach, but that'll be a bad start, man. To come in and get beat by Tulane, a group of 5 team like that. But especially when you got, like, say, some of the OCs came back to kind of coaching this game, so it's probably gonna look similar to what Lane was running. And Lane even might have helped these guys with the game plan. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm sure Charlie Weiss. I'm sure Weiss Jr. reached out to
Right,
Lane, but
right,
in the in-game adjustment, Lane knew when to call some plays at the right time.
right. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
really good at that. And I don't know if Pete gonna be able if Pete gonna give the duties over to Charlie Weiss or Pete gonna be the one to try to call the plays, being the DC guy.
Probably smart to give it over to Charlie in this one, I would think. But I don't know Pete like that. So have he called defense? I know he came from with Bama
Came
with
from Bama.
for a little bit, yeah, a little bit. So yeah, probably smart to give it up, but who knows, man?
And you know when he was in Bama, man, they was ready to get rid of that cat.
They ready to run in my time.
They was ready to run that kid out of town. So then he went down to Ole Miss. The defense looked better, but I think it was more the offense. Offense putting pressure on other teams to make the defense look better. You know what I mean? Look good. But like the year with the Falcons when we had Kyle Shanahan, we were putting so many points up on teams, so our defense looked a lot better because the offense was just spectacular. I think that's what happened with this Ole Miss. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though Ole Miss got the better athletes, they got the better athletes against Tulane. I'm not sure they got the better coach because I don't think Pete Golden is better than my man John. I think John Summerall.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think he's better than him. So I'm gonna lean in. He's been a head coach all year, so I think even though he's leaving, I think he got the players' heart. You know what I mean? And they're gonna go and ball out. Now, Ole Miss still gonna win this game. I truly believe that. Let's see what the spread is on this game. The spread on this game is 17 and a half. I don't know if Ole Miss gonna cover that.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna cover. Now, can they cover it? Yes. But with Trinidad saying what he said this week, Lane gone, we got the homeless looking guy, Pete Golden, is the head coach. I think Ole Miss in a dysfunction right now. I truly do. Now, can they get it going? Yes, because they are pretty much a JC. Tulane ain't a power 4 team. But I don't know. What you got, King David?
Yeah, even with Trinidad saying that, I still think he want to play to win the game. If he play, he want to play to win. I don't think you want your name associated with getting whooped by a group of 5 team. I don't think that's a good look for him. So I think if he suit up, he gonna come and try to give it all he got. That's my opinion. So I think, like you said, they could cover the 17. I just don't. Again, don't know a lot about Tulane either and their type of athlete and how they play. So it's kind of hard for me to truly make a prediction whether they're gonna cover by 17. I think they're gonna win the game. I think Ole Miss gonna win the game. I think, like I said, a better athlete gonna just take over at some point. Even though they don't have a coach, I think they're gonna come out and play their butt off to kind of prove that, yeah, we lost our coach, but we still belong here. It just wasn't given to us, and it's not just about the coach. The players can play too. So so I think they're gonna come out and lay it on the line as well. So
Because early in the season they did beat Tulane by 35 points. It was 45-10. They beat the dog whiskers out them cats. You know what I mean? They really did, and rightfully they should have. Because you're talking about a power 4 versus a group of 5 competition team.
right.
You supposed to. You know what I mean? That's just like me getting in the ring with them. Well, that ain't like me getting in the ring with Terrence Crawford because I ain't even a certified fighter. But I'm talking about one of the fighters that really can't even fight. He's just gonna throw. Terrence should beat the brakes off somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what we should be looking at. And then I wonder if it turned out to be a blowout, because FanDuel got the spread, the over under is 56.5 points. So I don't think they're gonna cover that. They only scored 45 with Lane, 45-10. I would take if I'm a betting man on that game, I'm taking the under on that particular game because with Lane they scored 45. I mean,
the only thing, bro, if these games are close, like you say, we said Oregon, we don't think that'd be close, but if these group of 5 teams is close to these Power 4 teams, is that gonna maybe get more group of 5 teams in these playoffs in the future? If these teams is able to stick with these Power 4s?
I would say it looks good for recruiting, but from a monetary standpoint, no. And I think if Lane Kiffin was there to be a blowout, I don't even think it'd be close. I don't think this is going to be close, but with Lane there, it'd be another blowout like Oregon and James Madison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think with this CFP, I think because what we're going to 16 teams next year, or it's still 12 next year. I don't know when the 16 teams start.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But if 12 teams, is it the 12 teams again next year? I would like 1 through 12. I don't want a 25 team getting the last 2 spots or whatever because they're a group of 5. Give me the top 12. If your ass 12, you in. That's what I would want. I'm sorry. I know some people be like, well, some teams will never be ranked 12. Well, some teams never get in the damn playoff.
I feel you. You want the best. I guess you want the best 12 in there,
bro. I want the best. I want the best. So if you end up because that way, I think Vander would have been in. I think Vander was one of them cats would have been in. But either way, I want the 1 through 12 and the first 14. They can get the buys. I don't care who ranked way out. But I would want them the first 4 to get the buys, and then everybody else has to play each other. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a 19 team and a 25 team just because we promised you a slot, man. Go save all that, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, the group of 5 just have to play tougher competition and win.
Tough competition, or like you said, create a playoff for themselves.
Group of 5, yeah.
Group of 5 playoff, and then they have a group of 5 champion or whatever. You know what I mean?
Get their little trophy. Get them a little trophy.
That's how I look at it, bro. It's like me. Okay, it's like me going up against Caden Proctor, bro. Big Caden Proctor from Alabama, bro. Cat 6'7", 810 pounds. I'm just big for features, but what I'm saying,
wrestler.
But what I'm saying is that, bro, I got no chance against this cat, bro.
Right.
I ain't even touching the quarterback, bro. And by the second rush, that cat done hurt me out there, bro. You know what I mean? That cat done hurt me, bro.
Be tapping my head. Hey,
yeah,
coach.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home, bro.
I'll look better on the sidelines.
It's like my boy Lee under that butt while I much back in the day. But yeah, man. So yeah, we got Ole Miss. I ain't gonna say dog walking, but I do see Ole Miss beating these cats at least by 2 touchdowns, at least by 10 to 14 points. I don't think they're gonna cover the 17.5 points, and they might, but I just don't see it. And then Ole Miss gonna win this game here. Then Ole Miss get the one out of Georgia. I think that's where they buck stop right there. I think Georgia, even though it's hard to beat the team twice in the same season, I think that Ole Miss don't stand a chance with Psycho Kirby. This is Psycho Kirby, and this cat right here, man. I heard a videotape that from yesterday of the practice that they was having. Man, he was yelling and cussing on his microphone out there, Anthony, bro.
Yeah.
This cat right here, this Psycho Kirby here, bro. I don't care who line up, bro.
So, bro, it's hard to beat a team twice unless you Kirby smart.
Unless you Kirby smart, bro.
Just ask Texas.
Yeah, Texas lost 3 times. They lost twice last year, bro. And so shit. The Psycho Kirby ain't playing. So Ole Miss don't stand a chance. That's where they buck stop right there. You know what I mean? And then we move on down here to Miami and Texas A&M. In this game right here, I just don't know. I don't know. This is a toss-up, bro, to the point that I think FanDuel even got this one close, bro.
Yeah.
FanDuel got this 3.5, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got this 3.5. So this game gonna come down to who take care of the ball.
Yeah, this is such a hard game to predict. I think I said A&M at one point, but I've been going back and forth and just trying to line it up, man. This can go either way, and I agree with you, Brew. Whoever take care of the ball, we know Carson and uh, Marcel Reed, just whoever take care of the ball here, man. And like I
Mm-hmm.
say, A&M coming off a loss, Miami didn't play. So it's just such a tough game. I think they, like I said, they go out to Texas, so you might lean towards Texas a little bit because they're playing at home. But
Mm-hmm. Playing College
man,
State. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but Miami's at one point was maybe the more complete team in college football early
Yeah.
on. So it's such a hard game to predict. Um, like I said, A&M earlier, I might be leaning towards Miami right now. And their explosive abilities and like I say, but Carson got to take care of the ball. We just seen him at moments where he throw about 4 or 5 picks, 3 or 4 picks, and the game get away.
If Carson take care, this is me talking here. And I watched a little bit of both teams this year, not much, because my thing was Georgia. If Carson take care of the ball and make the correct reads, Miami is a very explosive team. Not saying A&M either. And Miami, from what I've seen, their defense been playing solid this year. And I saw when the way Texas Longhorns pretty much handled Texas A&M. I I wasn't impressed with A&M, even though they was ranked 3 pretty much all season. They was up there in the rankings. I wasn't impressed when you say you, and a lot of their fans say, "Well, we should have been in the SEC championship." If your team wanted to be in the SEC championship, they should have handled business against the Longhorns, and I didn't really see that. And Arch Manning wasn't having a great season.
Right.
He had a mediocre season, but he wasn't having a great season. And you guys didn't look, y'all look didn't look good at all against some cats. You did come back against South Carolina. We talked about that, but I wasn't impressed I wasn't impressed with Texas A&M.
Yeah, yeah, they had some good wins early on, but yeah, towards the end, I'm with you. In that game, particularly against Texas, yeah, they got manhandled. For 2 years in a row, I think that happened last year too. But so yeah,
Yeah.
they just don't show up against the in-state rivalry. They just get pushed around every time they play Texas, and it seemed like you should have pretty close to. I know you don't have the. Well, I guess you do got the money. You in Texas too,
Yeah, they got
so
the
you should
money.
have the money to get the athletes that Texas gets. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they got pushed around. Seemed like 2 years in a row when they played against Texas. So yeah, like I say, I said A&M earlier, but right now I'm probably leaning towards Miami just because they are because they are an explosive offense, and Texas A&M Achilles heels is they get beat deep, and Miami like to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Carson Beck and Tony, what Malachi Tony or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, Malcolm. Mhm.
Yeah, they're gonna get him the ball as much as possible deep and probably screens and in the rounds, and they're gonna be trying to put pressure on Texas A&M with him.
And Texas A&M get down. They always get down against very explosive and big, teams that they've seen to match up with. You know what I mean? That is their equal. And they get down. They get down on Miami. I don't see them boy. I think it's gonna be a night game because then they're just gonna run the ball. And
Yeah,
the defense gonna pin their ears back. Even though Marcel Reed is a hell of a runner, he got mad speed and he got a great arm. But if they get down against Miami, it's gonna be night in College Station. So I'm picking Miami in that particular game to face off with Ohio. Um, And it's been a great run for Texas A&M, but I do think that's where the buck stops with Texas A&M. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I know we have some fans there, but I'm just going off what from the eye test, what the statistics say in that game is very close. It's 3.5 points, and over and under is 48 and a half. So I think that both of them. I picked over. If I'm picking on that, I'm going over on that.
I'm
I
going
think
over.
they'd be over 48 and a half points.
Yeah, I would go over on that one too. Both offenses look like they can put up points when they need to. And like I say, Miami at one point looked like they was a very complete team, or one of the most complete teams in college football. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Miami and winning. And probably a 3-point game, but yeah, I would go over that. That spread.
Yeah, definitely. And it boils down to who take care of the ball. We seen Carson, especially when he was with Georgia, when he was with us last year, just throw the ball away, bro. He 3 and 4, 5 picks. I think 3 and 4 picks, man, a game sometime. And I think the kid had like 9 picks in 6 games for us. So we know he will throw the ball away too. So it goes to whoever the offense take care of the ball, that's who's gonna win the game. But right now, I'm looking for Miami. And then Miami trying to say, well, they didn't play in the ACC championship, so they trying to really go in there and prove some of what we deserve. They need to go in there and prove something. Say, hey, we deserve to be here, even though we didn't play in our ACC championship game.
Yeah, which that is being fixed next year, from what I'm hearing. The ACC fixing that, but yeah, Miami definitely got to go in and improve something that they should have been there and they deserve to be there. So yeah,
I got you on that. And so Miami against Ohio State. Who matching up with that? We know Georgia. We said Georgia gonna beat Ole Miss, and we said Indiana should beat Alabama.
right. You said so. Miami. We say Miami. The next round against Ohio State. I would probably lean towards Ohio State, possibly.
Yeah.
I think they're probably. Yeah, I would lean towards Ohio State. Then they're gonna be pissed when they lost, and then they're gonna come out and play better than what they played against Indiana.
And then they're going to want to match up against Georgia since we beat them at midnight that one time when the kicker missed that dang field goal at midnight, and we went on to the championship to beat TCU. So Ryan Day wants to get back on that. So he going to have his boys pumped up. But whoever we match up against that, Ohio State or Miami, will be good for you, Jay. You're going to be excited because we get Carson back or we get a rematch with Ryan Day.
Yeah.
And whoever we match up with, Psycho Kirby, I think Kirby on a mission this year. If I was picking, if we was picking the whole bracket, we ain't gonna pick the whole bracket. But if I was picking the whole bracket tonight, Kirby, do UGA would win the national?
Yeah, I think, and we looking so far ahead right now. So I think if Miami end up playing Georgia probably gonna handle them just because Kirby knows Beck.
Oh, he knows his weakness. Yeah, he knows his strength and weakness. Yeah.
Right. So I think Ohio State and Georgia probably a better game, but we look so far ahead and we'll get to that another time. But yeah, that'd be my opinion if that Miami match up against Georgia. But
yeah, so that's it, guys. You know what I mean? We gave y'all our first round prediction, who would win, why they'll win, and with that, man, King David, got any icing to add on to the show, man?
Hey, I'm ready for football to come tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to the Bama game and then football day Saturday, and we'll see who them dogs going to get to beat up on the following week.
Exactly. You know, I'm ready for the dog to bite somebody, bro. Let's go out here and bite somebody, bro. Let Uncle bite somebody. With that said, man, I'm Avery. That's King David, man. Until next time, y'all be good. Talk to y'all soon.